I think inherently at the end of all this is like currency is just like, or current currency is just like an evolved version of like bartering, right? Like you trade, and he's talking about like, animal husbandry before, but he's like, you trade like your pig for like two broomsticks or something like that. So you're like, okay, and then later on you're just like, you know what? I kind of want to keep my pigs, like how we develop a system where I can get two broomsticks otherwise.
That's how money came about, as an easier way for stand-in of some sort of good.
Yeah, because like not everyone may value a pig as two broomsticks,
Yeah.
So. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Nuanced Nonsense. This is the Dallas edition. Right now it's Thanksgiving break, so
it's also the Super Ratchet edition.
The Super Ratchet edition. You can see these two boxes. But we got a new mic. Mic. So it's better than John's old mic, or our friend's old mic. We're not experts. We just like talking, and today we have two guests. Not from UT, but from home. So this is my friend Nolan. He went to my high school. He's currently a senior at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. He studies psychology, and I guess he's interested in going into human resources in the future. Is there anything else you want to kind of add on to the spiel about yourself?
I'm glad to be here. Very honored.
Very honored.
All right.
And this is my friend Eric. We've known each other for a long time. He's kind of like disrespectful because he's from Aggie land.
Hey, whoop.
Yeah, you can introduce the rest because I don't want to talk about it.
Howdy, y'all. My name's Eric Lee.
He says howdy.
My hometown's Plano. I'm a bio major, class of 2020, but most importantly, I am the loudest and the proudest Texas fighting.
Trash. Okay, I'll cut you off right there.
It's been so long.
Dude, it's been so long. Should have been like yesterday.
Never do the intro anymore. Only do it as a freshman or sophomore.
That's how you know. That's how you know they're bad.
Yeah. They don't actually have school pride. They're all fake.
But yeah, he's from Texas A&M, if the intro wasn't blatant enough. But yeah, how's college been so far since you're a senior? Any highs, any lows, regrets, things you're proud of?
It's been mostly chill.
Mostly chill?
Yeah. Let's see.
No specific moments you're feeling pretty?
Anything stands out?
I mean, I'm pretty active in two clubs, but it's been pretty clear how as I get involved in one other club, my involvement in the other club obviously drops, which is a bit sad because I had a lot of friends over there, just not really hanging out too often anymore.
Fair. Tends to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is that like a regret you have, or like are you just more happy that you're more involved in like the other club?
I don't know. I missed a lot of fun events I always did like the previous years with that club because of the other club. So it's a bit of a sad thing for me, but it's okay. It's how life goes.
Yeah, fair.
How about you?
I don't know. I think college is good. Definitely. I mean, I live in Plano, so going pretty far away was a little weird. I think in high school I really wanted to get away from home, get away from the people, and I guess I got it. But it was, I don't know, I think it was good finding community in college, and honestly just seeing more of like what real life is like. Just, waking up and just being like, it's your choice what you do with your 24 hours, And yeah, that kind of thing is, I don't know, it's been a pretty wild ride, but I think it's been good.
Any specific moments you're proud of? Anything you regret?
I guess what made the ride wild?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think in a lot of ways I got to, I don't know, I guess I think there are a lot of people there who were able to guide me through undergrad years and honestly seeing blind spots in ways I was like definitely coming into college as a child with childish expectations. About like what I want from life and things like that. I can't say there's like a specific moment that stands out as particularly like, enlightening or disappointing or something. But
okay.
Yeah. I'd say these 4 years though have been a lot of growth. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty worth. So last night we actually went on a whole trip throughout a mall and Best Buy to get this mic. Any comments? Any things you were proud of or regret in that trip?
pretty fun to do. Just chilling out, holiday time. Yeah, it was fun. Kind of busy in the mall. A little bit crazy in Best Buy. But yeah, it was all good.
Because you had like a story. What was it?
I guess the real story was after after the mom Best Buy. So me and Nolan, like we were I guess a little hungry, so we wanted to go to we wanted to get some like late night food, right? So the first thing you think of is like McDonald's, right? Because like you're like McDonald's is 24 hours. Like surely McDonald's will never fail us, right? If I ever want to get food and I'm hungry, like even the bums can go to McDonald's. So we went to McDonald's, right? We went to the one pretty close to the mall, and it was closed. We were like, okay, it makes sense. It was like 12:50, so I was like, okay, the lobby's probably closed, but the drive-through supposedly 24 hours. It will never fail us, and we go through, and there was nothing, and we gave them a lot of chances, a second chance, a third chance, a fourth chance. It wasn't there, so we're like, okay, but we're like, we're still committed to this journey, so we're like, where else can we go? So there's a McDonald's 15 minutes away, kind of near like the Colony. So we're like, okay, we can go there. It's also 24 hours. So we go, and it was the same situation, and because we were a little let down, pretty like, dude, not just one McDonald's has failed us, but two. And we're just like, dang, so what are we gonna do? We kind of drove 15 minutes here. We kind of, we almost finished a new Kanye album. It's like, what are we gonna do? So then basically in the end, like surely Whataburger will not fail us, because that place is supposedly always 24 hours. And it didn't fail us. So that's why Whataburger is my new favorite fast food restaurant.
Speaking of fast food, rank your fast foods. Like, what do you think is trash? What do you think is good?
But like based on like overall criteria, like burgers, fries.
I don't know. Like, what do you typically rate your fast food like experience on?
Usually food, I guess, accuracy of my order. Like if they forget stuff in my drive-thru, I kind of hate that. Like they forget my fries or something. That's a big deal. I mean, I think having the food right is just as important as how good the food is.
Okay, fair.
And I guess how fast it is, honestly. Sometimes late night at McDonald's is taking forever, and I do hate that. Honestly, I don't care too much about service. Like I can totally understand if a fast food worker doesn't really care about their job. But I mean, as long as the food is fine, I don't care too much. I've never had like someone spit in my food that I know of. So that's never really been an issue. So service is not usually a big deal. It's just speed and the food itself, yeah. So I guess that in mind, I don't know. I actually recently sort of discovered the Quarter Pounder at McDonald's. A friend of mine was telling me about it. Usually I'm super cheap, like with McDonald's. I'm like, okay, so McChickens, McDouble, maybe, like nuggets. But yeah, like this friend of mine, she was like, man, you gotta try the Quarter Pounder. Like it's like a real burger. Like you would not guess it's from McDonald's. It's like actually like real beef. Like you bite into it. It actually is like, it doesn't taste like McDonald's burger. Like, you probably wouldn't have guessed that. And then I was saying like, okay, like maybe. But she was like, it's like $5 though. It's like, it like costs like a real burger, like price. And then, but I had it one day and I was like, wow, this is actually killer. Like, I'm like, I think it's worth the money. And I'm like, yeah, like, I don't know. I guess that in mind, McDonald's really jumped up on the scale for me just because I like the Quarter Pounder a lot.
Damn. So that's a recommended item, the Quarter Pounder.
Yeah, if you haven't tried it, like I think it's really worth trying.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I have heard is worth trying? The Filet-O-Fish.
Okay.
Fish.
I feel like it has a lot of mixed reviews. I feel like a lot of people tell me it's trash, and then a lot of people are like, dude, it's like the truth.
For sure. I think
So it's pretty polarized.
Yeah.
Polarized reception.
Yeah. What about you?
My fast food go-to item is always the dessert section, be it McFlurry or milkshake.
Oh, so I'm hearing McDonald's is the top choice here.
No, I actually have not had McDonald's in years.
What?
Okay, so
It's always Whataburger.
Oh, okay.
It's come on, Texas fast food chain.
Okay, fair. But what do you get? What's the typical move at Whataburger?
The generic Whata, like
burger
gotcha. And a chocolate or strawberry milkshake.
Have you had the patty melt?
I think so recently. I don't remember too well. I was kind of inebriated.
Okay, he says, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this is what Whataburger is meant to be.
You're right.
24 hours, you know.
24 hours,
That's heavy.
All right, what do you think is trash?
Papa John's.
Papa John's. The day of reckoning is coming.
don't know. I think sometimes I've dealt with like really bad McDonald's service. Honestly, McDonald's is super inconsistent. Sometimes it's perfect. Like everything's fresh. Also, the quarter pounder is made fresh every time actually. So like another reason why I really like it, because it's. I mean, I guess I prefer good food over. Like I care more about the good food than the weight. So I think it's always worth it. But sometimes I've had like clearly like very stale like cold McDonald's fries. Sometimes late night places are like that. I've had pretty bad experiences like Steak and Shake. Like the fries are cold. For sure I think like, I don't know. I guess like, usually fast food at the worst is just an inconsistent place like Steak and Shake and McDonald's. But I don't know. I guess Whataburger's pretty consistent. Cane's is really consistent. I like that. What else? I can't even think of many fast food places.
Lanes.
I actually haven't tried Lane's.
What's Lane's?
Yeah, I've never.
It's like Cane's, but with an L.
Yeah.
So it's also chicken.
Yeah, it's
imagine the same exact shit.
Is this like College Station exclusive?
Yeah,
No,
I think
there's
it's
one
just
here.
local.
Oh, there's one here.
It opened up. Crap. It's near the highway, like 75.
I'm gonna have to check this out. How do you
Yeah.
spell it? LANES?
Yeah, it's basically
Like a lane in a highway.
Yeah.
Lane's Chicken Fingers.
No, that's
they're about to get a freaking cease and desist letter. Raising Lanes. I'm playing. But dude, it looks so similar.
There's some beef between Lanes and Canes.
Yeah, some
It's
shit.
so similar.
Wait, it's the same shit.
Yeah. I mean, I guess this is
cheaper.
typical. This is
Is it
cheaper.
actually cheaper?
I'm pretty sure it's cheaper.
How much does it cost?
Spelled this way.
Looks a little nice. Looks a little nicer too.
This is typical look.
It looks like Five
Pretty
Guys.
nice.
They stole the Five Guys
I mean-
font and then made it white.
Yeah,
Ours in College Station's kind of old looking, so.
Dude, the sauce looks the same too.
Wait, what the fuck?
That's crazy. That's crazy. They're actually gonna get a cease and desist letter. I'm playing, but that's for real. There's even the coleslaw. Wait, that's so funny. This is some kind of magic of copyright law. Honestly, this is crazy. Like,
Dude, this is like when you have like a mobile app go big and then like this is like the Chinese knockoff.
yeah, actually, this is unbelievable. I mean, it looks really nice and
Ask
stuff.
any College Station kid. Lanes is better than Canes.
Okay, what makes it
really?
so much better?
I have no idea.
Have you had it?
A couple of times. I'm not really big on like the fried chicken.
Okay, do you feel like it actually increased in quality?
I don't know.
Like, is there like really a noticeable difference? If you were like blinded and given both, like, could you tell the difference?
I also don't eat at Canes. So
Oh, okay. So I guess so. You're not the right person to
I
ask.
am not the right person.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
What about Wendy's? How do you feel about Wendy's?
I've never had Wendy's.
Never?
Wow.
I don't eat fast food that often.
Okay.
So okay.
So only if it's College Station endorsed, you eat fast food like Lanes.
Pretty much, yeah.
Dang.
Because it's like where all the friends want to go. A restaurant or fast food. And it's usually like Whataburger.
Is that all you have at College Station? Just Whataburger?
We have a McDonald's.
So where do you most typically go with friends?
If we're eating out.
A real restaurant?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like a real restaurant.
Okay.
Well, I guess in terms of fast food options, what would you usually?
Is there Taco Bell there?
Yes, but no one goes there. Well,
No one goes to Taco Bell? That's
a lie.
disrespect.
No,
It's not that popular.
so
But that's disrespect if no one's going to Taco Bell.
people do go to Taco Bell. That's a lie. But everyone always jokes about Taco Bell being like the trash place or the place you go for a quick meal.
Like your last option.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, of course, like
Yeah.
I feel like a campus like fast food restaurant has to be very
You can go
careful
check.
about making sure it's making profit. So
Mhm.
I'm sure someone has to be going there.
Oh, I guess Chick-fil-A is the other place to go.
Oh, wait, Chick-fil-A is solid.
Chick-fil-A is the move at UT for sure.
Trying to think, because we have like restaurant kind of places on campus. One of them is Chick-fil-A. One of them is Papa John's, but Papa John's is trash. Got Smoothie Kings everywhere.
Okay, Smoothie King.
Smoothie King's not fast food though.
Yeah,
They sell
no.
food?
No, I don't think.
We got
Yeah.
Houston Subs.
Houston
Subs.
subs.
Is that like Mike's Subs?
I don't know. It's a sub place.
Like, so all y'all can do is rip off other
We got
fast food
dining-
places, huh? First it was Lanes, now it's Houston subs.
Dining halls. Hey, I don't know about any sub place, but I feel like everyone's ripping off Subway. So
I guess I see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of different type of fast food places.
For sure.
How do y'all like Panda?
No. Oh yeah, we do have Panda Express.
Okay, I don't like Panda.
It's real big.
Panda?
I'm alright with Panda. I'm okay with like very Americanized like Chinese food, like the
What
general
about
stores.
Payway?
I
Payway?
only had Payway like once in my life.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I thought it was like I think like Payway. I don't know if it's sort of how similar it is to, like PF Chang's, but I remember PF Chang's better, and I was kind of like, this is like weird, like weirdly like bougie Panda. But it's Panda in that I feel like mainly caters to non-Asian people.
Yeah.
And I was like, how much are we paying? Like, this is a really weird experience. Like, because it's like upscale, but the food definitely doesn't taste like it. Yeah. Like, I'm totally whatever with like, so at U of I, like, a really common option for late night food because they deliver until like 3:30 in the morning is like this place called Chopsticks. It's like super Americanized, like Chinese food. And then I love just getting like curry fried rice, General Tso's chicken, orange chicken or something. Like, I'm totally okay with that. And like, I guess Panda's in like a similar vein, and I'm totally okay with it as like a Chinese American. But I guess like I also like very legit Chinese food, so I don't know. I feel like I'm the minority on that, but
I mean, I'm alright with Panda, but I think for me it's more like a once a month thing because I'll crave it and I'll eat it. I'm like, oh yeah, this is what I haven't had in a while.
So you're not that okay with it?
I mean, it's just more like because the one on campus there's a lot of portions, you know.
Oh,
Get
you're
portions.
right.
So I'm like, okay, this is good, but it's just more like, I mean, it's just like a lot afterwards. I'm just like, oh, like I feel a little heavy, you know. So
for sure.
how much do y'all care about like how authentic your food has to be? Because I know you said like I guess you're okay with Panda. I guess like for y'all too.
I joke about it on like it has to be really authentic or it's just no good, but I don't actually care that much. There's like always an option to eat or something, and it's really easy, real quick.
Okay.
I just probably won't eat it because it's fast food. I just probably won't eat it that often.
I don't care too much about authenticity, but like I do enjoy it when it is authentic. Like for example, street food in Thailand is like the bomb.
Okay, for sure.
So like it's like hard to compare when you've never had it. So like a lot of people are like, oh, this Thai place is like super good. But then I was like, you know, it is good, but like it'd be better if it was street food in Thailand.
Okay, yeah, I see
So
that.
like it can still be good without being the best.
It can still be good. Yes. So like like authenticity is like an extra add-on for me.
I see that. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, it's like I don't really know how I feel because I'm like, I guess before I was always just like, yeah, like this place is super authentic. I really like it. But I was thinking, I was like, I'm not really evaluating the food based off the taste. I'm just valuing it based on like the label. You know, I'm just like trying to memorize criteria like X, Y, and Z. Like this will fulfill these check boxes. Okay, I guess it's good, right? But it's like I feel like if we're in America, things are like it can inherently like it won't be that authentic. You know.
Yeah.
Like the most authentic it would be if it's in like some Chinatown in like New York or like LA.
For sure.
And like in like some like hole in the wall, you know, box restaurant. Like okay, that's like as close as it can be. But otherwise, it's just like I feel like you're just trying to be elitist, you know. So I guess like right now I'm just like, well, I guess if you can give me a good reason like why like you don't like Panda, like oh it's too oily or stuff like that, or it's too like I just think it's too sweet or something like that. Then like I can be like okay, like that makes sense. But if it's like oh it's just not authentic, I'm just like maybe this is not a legit explanation. Yeah.
This guy doesn't want to gatekeep Asian food.
I mean,
Yeah, or just food in general, I guess.
food's always evolving. Fusion foods are very good.
I feel like fusion foods, for me at least, are like super hit or miss.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever had cilantro? Is it cilantro?
Yeah. The Korean Mexican.
Yeah, I don't like it that much.
Why's
Like
that?
it just tastes off to me.
Okay.
I don't eat Korean food enough to like know what Korean food's supposed to taste like, but like it just doesn't taste that great to me.
like
It doesn't feel like it's worth it, you know? Even, I don't have the professional palate, mind you, but like I feel like, meaning because I don't have the professional palate, I feel like it has to taste like way more bad for me to notice that it's bad.
So if you think it's bad, it might be really bad.
Yeah.
I know some people don't like cilantro, some people do. I mean, I think like I guess for fusion, it's just like how like not tacky can it seem, you know? Like
So like what type of fusion do you like?
I don't know. I just keep remembering this one time I had like kimchi French fries.
Okay.
It
And you
was,
liked it?
It was really good.
Where'd you have them at?
Somewhere in Dallas. I don't remember. It was a couple years ago.
I see.
Like downtown Dallas?
Yeah, close to the Hilton Anatole.
Oh, okay.
I see.
So that's the place to try?
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah,
You
they
just
have.
have to go for every stop near it.
There's also something that my friends were talking about. They were putting it on like their Instagram stories. It was like this hot dog place. It was like a fusion of like hot dogs and Asian food, I think.
Interesting.
I forgot what it was called. It's like it started with an M. It's like MYUBURANG.
Is it in Austin or in
It's in Dallas.
Oh, is it near the Korean H Mart?
I don't know exactly where it is. I just know that's what it's called.
Okay.
Because I've been seeing it all over people's stories. I was like,
I think I've tried. I've been to the hot dog place, but I couldn't get anything.
Oh.
Like allergies and stuff. So I had to get like the rice cake, the spicy rice cake.
Oh, tteokbokki's so good.
Yeah. It was too spicy for me, and then and then one of my Korean friends was just like, "Hey, she just gave me that like cup of water." And she's like, "Just put it in the cup of water to like make it less spicy." And I was like, I feel kind of ashamed, but I guess I'll do it because I'm a wuss.
Wait, that shit is a meme.
Yeah, it is a meme, but I became the meme. Yeah.
Like, have you guys seen the spicy noodles?
No.
And then they like it gets too spicy for them, so they like dip it in the water.
I've never seen that.
No.
Yeah, that's wild.
Well, that was me like a month ago.
Dang.
But yeah. I mean, I know in Korea there's like a lot of kind of fusion-y stuff going on too, right? 'Cause,
Really?
like, I guess before like they're adding like cheese, on, like a lot of stuff. Like,
Oh, yeah,
that's
for
like
sure.
that's like not traditional.
Yeah, dairy is not typical in
No.
Korea,
Yeah.
for sure. Or it hasn't been traditionally, but yeah.
Yeah, but now they're kind of going for like this cheese.
Yeah, cheese is going on everything.
Cheese craze, yeah.
Yeah, same with like pizza. Pizza's like becoming like it has its like own weird fusions in Korea, and it's really popular, like a trendy food.
Y'all
Like the
legit
boba
just
pizza.
what?
I'm sure that exists, but
No,
not
y'all,
quite.
Maybe
y'all
not that.
legit just reminded me of something a friend told me that like cheese boba.
Oh yeah.
Cheese boba.
Yeah, cheese
now
boba.
that's a concept.
No, I've heard about like a cheese float. So there's like
Yeah, it's like a cheese
foam.
float. It's like
I've heard
it's
that.
like-
I've heard that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cream
yeah.
cheese, but I it couldn't get around my head on what that actually is.
So I think that's what they're talking about. Like I've had some Taiwanese friends tell me about it, and they're like, "Oh, it's really good in Taiwan." because I guess like I guess as context, there's like a sort of Taiwanese boba place that opened up on campus, and then people are like, "I heard there's some kind of cheese drink, and it's gross." And then just then little explanation from her, and I was like, "Okay, that makes sense." Like apparently, it's just not a faithful recreation of something that actually is good. Yeah.
Speaking of boba places, some of my friends interned in New York, and they were telling me about this place called Tiger Sugar. Apparently, it like got like really famous all over the internet. It's similar to like boba guys in SF.
Okay.
And so they told me like after they had Tiger Sugar, they're like, boba just doesn't taste the same. It's not as good. I was like, dude, this is so elitist. It's like when people go to Japan and have sushi, and they're like, dude, this Americanized sushi trash.
I mean, I can see I can see like that actually happening. I guess like honestly, like you might not have had like really good, whatever food, Korean food or something, and then suddenly you have like some mom's cooking, or you go to Korea.
Okay, fair.
And then it's not the same. It honestly isn't the same. But I can understand like hearing that a lot. You're kind of like, come on, man. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess in that way, some people might use it as a flex. Like, oh, I've had this good stuff.
It's like
something
that.
like that. I can
It's like-
afford it.
It's like that meme, like when your friend goes like he studies abroad. And he's like,
Oh.
I'm so cultured now. There's stuff like that.
I see. Yeah.
I think on the flip side is like some stuff I heard is like if you grow up here, like you may not like the food. Like if you grow up eating like Japanese food or Korean food or Chinese food here, you may not like the food abroad. Like from what I hear is like I had a friend like he went to like Japan with like his family like this summer, and like he actually was like I didn't think the ramen was that great.
Okay.
I was like, oh, that's kind of crazy because like ramen is like kind of like an art there in a way. It's like you have so many different styles, and like each chef has like his own different like take on it, his own little philosophy of like what ramen should look like. And I was like, I think is honestly just like you have the American palate, right? Like you probably like stuff that's like heavier, more oily and like more filling. Like because I know like Americans like they will actually drink the whole broth. In like Japan, like you're just meant to eat the noodles and like leave some of the broth behind because like it's just too much.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Anime has tricked me.
And
No, Naruto has tricked you.
fiction's a lie.
Wait, they did in Haikyuu too. After they lost, they drank the whole thing.
Dude, it's because they were playing sports, Yeah, I think it's just like, or even like there's even maybe like the more common examples like people going to like Italy and eating pizza. A lot of times they'll be like, oh, I think I like American pizza more, right? Because like that's just what
Really?
they're used to. Yeah, it's like very different. So
I can see that. I can
Yeah.
see that. Like they've had the American version for so long. They might have had like a really good, like it's sort of really good
We're talking about, like,
version of the American food.
Oh,
And-
gotcha.
So then, like, the legit thing is pretty different. And they're like, oh, this is kind of weird. I can see that.
Yeah, I remember going to Taiwan and I was like so excited to have like the beef noodle soup. And then like I had it at one place. I mean, maybe this place wasn't that good. You know, it was kind of just like it was just in the middle somewhere. But then I was like, I had it's like I was like I think I like the beef noodle soup in like Texas more because like it just felt like the dish wasn't complete. Like it just felt like the noodles and the broth didn't really seem to mesh well. There wasn't that much meat, so I was just like, you know, I'm kind of disappointed. I was like hyping it up in my head.
Dude, this guy watches too many food review videos now. Thinks he's a god
Quickly
food
Dumpling,
reviewer.
biggest fan.
Biggest fan, Mikey Chen. Please hire me.
Please hire me.
Like, whenever people like review food, I can't. I'm just like, dude, I can just tell you if it tastes good or not to me. Like, I can't tell you, oh, it tastes good because I'm just like, oh, it tastes good or it tastes bad.
I can see that. Like a food reviewer, like a critic or someone who's tasted a lot of things, they know all like the terminology and they can tell you about like, oh, like the depth of flavor and like the origins, what ingredients they use. I think for a lot of people, they honestly just don't care. And I mean, for sure, like someone like that is definitely an expert. Yeah, so I think for a lot of us, honestly, it's like, I mean, I guess kind of personally, like, I don't care too much about my friends' opinions of certain restaurants. They're like, oh, it was good. And I'm like, okay, I didn't learn anything from that. Like, they're like, oh, it's good. And I'm like, oh, it was decent. And I'm like, I don't know. A lot of times they won't say much more than that. Like, yeah, I like it. That's it. Like a new boba place opens, new restaurant opens. They say they like it. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't really gain much from it. So,
I mean, it's like,
yeah.
I remember reading this article. It's just like, it's like some guy was like, I guess he was just trolling. He's like, he opened like a 5-star restaurant in his apartment. But it was really just microwavable food. But like, there'd be like a line coming out just to like try his cooking. And like, you know, because they were like, oh, it's so amazing. And I'm just like, dang, I guess people really don't have taste. Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard about something like that. It was like some guy I think it was in England. He was like, yeah, he opened up some kind of like, he made a Yelp page for it. He had an address. And then, like, I guess Yelp isn't too strict, and they don't verify, like, locations. So they're like, okay, like, they approved the page. And then he got a bunch of, like, friends and family to leave fake 5-star reviews. And then, so then, like, this place built up clout. And then, and then he had some night where, like, people actually came in, and yeah, he was serving them, like food he didn't cook. And then, and then people reviewed it highly. And then he was like, this is all BS.
Yeah.
But we're probably talking about the same place. But yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of unbelievable, yeah. It's, I don't know, I guess dining is a full experience. And, you eat with your eyes first. And,
The camera eats first.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, like expectations play a huge part in, you know, what you're eating. I guess that's the case. I mean, it really sounds like it because of this.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen that study where it's like they had 2 groups of people and they basically gave them the same food, but they told them it cost different amounts, and then the reviews for it were like vastly different.
Wow.
Simply because of like their what they thought was the cost.
I see. I see.
It's like it heavily changed the perception of it, so it's like a placebo sort of thing because it was the same food.
I see. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
This flavor for this price, no.
Because I guess I guess thinking about like how I would review food, I think value is a big consideration. So I can see that like, oh, this is great and it's cheap. Like, I don't know, I might actually review it higher.
Yeah.
But like,
Fair.
but also it's like, but I guess sort of on the other side it's kind of like, oh, this is supposed to be expensive. Like, I'm sure it has really nice. I don't know, like, yeah, like the framing of how you go about eating it might be different. And like, yeah, you're like, oh, you know, I can appreciate the subtle flavor, you know.
It might have artistic value in the way it was like set up.
Yeah, or something like that. I don't know, yeah, something like that.
I guess that kind of like you get the best bang for your buck, right? So maybe that's why you view it higher. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess like I feel like this kind of extends to like
Brands.
a lot of different stuff, like even brands or like
For sure.
I don't know, even like I don't know, even like technology stuff like
It's
that.
like we came from Lululemon. It's like a clothing like brand store is like more athleisure focused, and like I'm pretty sure it feels higher quality, but I'm not sure if that's placebo or if it is actually higher quality. You know, like you can't quite be sure because you don't know how it was manufactured or where it's manufactured from. All we know is the brand and that the price tag is very high, and so it has like an illusion of like clout, I guess.
Yeah, I remember like once, like my very first time I bought Lulu shorts, it was like, I think it was on sale. It was like originally $70, but then I think I got it for like $35, and I was like, oh, that's a pretty good deal, and I was pretty proud of myself. And my mom roasted the hell out of me. She's like, how can these shorts ever? How can any short ever be $35? I was like, but like, look at the discount. And my dad's like, I mean, it could have been $1,000, and it still would have been worth like getting it at 35. And I was like, well. I guess it depends on like what you value too, right? Because like for my parents, like clothes are like kind of, I don't want to say they're like utilitarian, but it's like, you know, like I guess like yeah, obviously some clothes look nicer, but it's like to a certain point, it's just like it doesn't matter what the brand name is, like it's ridiculous, right? I guess for most people, just be like, so say you take like Gucci or something, it's like no matter how like expensive, like how like well known the Gucci brand is, it's just like, you know, like I don't know, getting a $1,000 hijab or something is like, you know, that's too much, you know. So yeah, I guess like yeah, I don't really know like if I didn't know what Lulu was, or I didn't know what other expensive like Tommy Hilfiger or something was, like would I be able to like feel the cloth and be like, oh, this is worth $35, you know. I wouldn't know.
Interesting. Yeah, that kind of reminds me of like how like there are a lot of mall brands who are like really well known, like at least online. I'm kind of follow like I'm a bit of a deal hunter. So like there are certain like communities on Reddit that are basically like filled with people like that. So they post a lot of sales, and a lot of people talk about certain brands. Like oh, this is a brand where it's like a mall brand, and like they're kind of like a lot of times like for mall brands they're like, it's like they like to inflate the MSRP of their clothes and then put it on sale all the time. There's always a sale going on. And like that kind of like
devalues the product?
Or not quite devalues, but like
it's a psychological trick.
The psychology, oh, it's on sale, like really gets people. Just because you mentioned like those $70 shorts that were $35. Like this jacket I'm looking at right now, actually I bought it like from like a post in this community, and it's like the MSRP was $500 and it became $30. And everyone's like, I think they're playing real hard with $500, but $30 for a jacket is $30. Like even if it's only actually valued at $60, like that's still a good sale. And yeah, but like yeah, I don't know. I guess I can understand like a lot of like, I don't know, random moms being like, oh, these Banana Republic pants are actually $100 retail. Like, isn't this an amazing deal that I can have it for $30, even though like maybe a month ago it probably was like $30 or $50 is like MSRP. Like, and that definitely affects people's perception. And honestly, like that kind of like, it honestly is false advertising. Like, is what keeps these brands afloat. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
It's like a marketing ploy.
For sure.
I mean, I think a lot of times it's like people always want the best, right? They always want the best deals and the best items. Because like even if they say like you get a good deal, right? But if it's not the best, like it can end up feeling bad, right? Because like the other day, I was trying to get a PS4, and I eventually got it. But I was like, I didn't know if I could get it like as soon as I wanted. So I was looking at I think the PS4 Pro is originally like $399, just like without anything. So I was looking at a $299 bundle with Call of Duty and then just a $299 just by itself. So I guess my instinct is like, obviously I have to get the bundle with Call of Duty because, you know, I get a free game. But like I don't even play Call of Duty. Like I don't even play. I'm not like I wasn't a super big gamer like before getting this PS4. So
but now he's an enlightened gamer.
So now I'm just like, you know, I was like.
Now you catch him playing Bloodborne.
But then I was like, should I get this Call of Duty bundle? Like it is a free game, but I was like, I'm probably like gonna play this game like 5 times in my life. But I was like, in the end, I was like, you know, there's like that itch, you know, like you're like, if I don't get it, then I'm like, I'm missing out, you know. I couldn't. People are gonna be like, oh, you're missing out, and I'm
this
like,
I'm missing out
on
games.
Yeah, FOMO on the best deal. So in the end, I got the bundle and
Wait, so you have Call of Duty now?
Yeah, it's still the package hasn't been I haven't got rid of the package yet, but
yeah, you should play it.
It's still sitting there.
Or you could sell it.
Or I could sell it. Yeah.
Or you could sell it.
That was a big consideration too.
How much money do you think this Call of Duty game is? What Call of Duty is this?
It's Modern Warfare. So I think it's $60.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it just came out.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I think a deal. I think like technically that bundle is like a good deal supposedly. You know, because $100 off with a game.
Yeah, I think on like the more extreme end of the spectrum, like a lot of us have seen is like on TV you have those infomercials. It's like they're selling a product and then straight up in the end of the commercial they're like, it's $20, but we'll actually give you a second one for free. And then suddenly, like, I guess for a lot of people, they're like, wow, that's crazy value. But I guess like as I got older, I was like, wait a second, I don't think this is actually worth $20 for a single one. Just throwing in free stuff, and I was like, wait a second, like, how much is this actually worth? You know? Or like, but like the psychology of, man, there's so much free stuff. It's such good value because it's more stuff. Like, because honestly, like, I think for some of these people, they really are going, like, they hear about the product, whatever it is, and then they're like, okay, I can see how this is worth $20. But like, what really tips them over is the fact that all this free stuff is bundled in. And like, yeah, it just really messes with your mind. How like, oh, you know, it's like, I don't know, like just crazy, like, I don't know, financial incentives to buy stuff. Like, it really does affect you. Same with like so many of the stores we were looking at had like buy one get one free deals yesterday for Black Friday, or I guess for Thanksgiving. And then, but I was thinking like, man, like I bet they got a lot of business for this sale. Like, I wonder how much this stuff actually costs. Like, it means that like other like 364 days of the year, they're making a lot more money on each product. Like, yeah, each thing they sell, because it's actually worth, you know, half of you know, what they're paying or like what they're charging.
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of unbelievable. That's really eye opening, I guess.
Yeah, I guess because like if a business is actually willing to like, because if a business knows that a product is worth a lot, like they wouldn't cut it down that much, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's some kind of, maybe they crunched the numbers or something. They had I don't know, someone in finance or economics be like,
looking for the threshold.
Yeah, basically like, oh, we can sell this many more. So I don't know if they do something like that.
Yeah.
Like they're really willing to cut into profits that much because they know they're gonna sell much more, like many more items.
Yeah.
Maybe I can see that as being possible. That's viable, but
I feel like it really depends on the demand. Like Yeezys, like no matter what you price it, there will always be the demand.
Yeah, you're right.
But then, like if you decrease the price, the demand goes up even more.
Yeah,
I can see that. Yeah,
because now, but then there's some people that are telling me that the demand might go down because then if you make it like a quote unquote cheaper Yeezy, then it's like it doesn't have the same perceived value.
Yeah,
like
I see that for sure. Because I can see like, yeah, some incentive is the perceived value and like, oh, this is inexpensive, this is a premium product. But I guess a big thing is honestly like if you're making them cheaper, like I know newer Yeezys are getting like re-released, so the supply is going up. Like if there's anything I learned from like AP economics, you know, if supply goes up, then you know, to me the price, demand goes down and the price ends up lower. So I'm like, like I guess that does make sense. Like I guess that's part of it is the supply is also high, but yeah. For sure, I think something we see a lot is just like, yeah, people like stuff because it's rare or valuable, and it really doesn't take much to convince us of that. It could just be a little box logo on a cheap T-shirt or something. That's all it takes.
What's your opinion on like the idea behind like fiat money, like the money that we use? Like for example, like money used to be based off of the value of like gold, right? Like it used to be like this dollar is worth this amount of gold, but now it has its own value, which makes it term the coin fiat money. It's not tied to a specific like rare metal or anything. So it makes us able to print more currency. So like, what's your opinion on like the fact that these dollar bills have no actual value? It's just that it has like perceived value.
I mean, yeah, I guess in a way it's like, yeah, it isn't actually worth anything. So it is kind of like, it's weird. It's just paper, you know, just paper. But like, I don't know. I guess like society has come a long way in that. We reached the point, because I think like having a system of currency, like sort of standard currency so you don't have to barter, is very useful. It's very handy. So now I don't have to spend my whole life, you know, like doing animal husbandry just to trade it. You know, so like I don't have to, I mean, I guess there's still a lot of respect for someone who's good at a particular craft, but I don't have to perfect this craft just to be able to sell my pottery to this person so I can have clothes. Like I can just make money doing whatever. Everyone can make money doing whatever.
Yo, what's up?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Surprise guest.
Here, just another time.
Yeah. Or you can just drop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, join the podcast.
Come on.
Why are you guys using an iPad?
You know, we
We
Call out.
gotta use what you have.
Call out so much call
we
out.
have a negative $5 budget. Yeah. Well.
So my sister came in and asked why we're using an iPad, and the reason is because we have nothing else.
I mean, yeah, maybe one day we can. Maybe this Christmas we'll buy a camera. You know.
Maybe.
We'll buy a tripod. They got deals. We got a mic. We got to move up in the world, I guess.
Dude, this ain't no deals, bro. This was the same cost that we saw on the internet.
Actually, that's true. This was literally not a deal. Yeah. Sorry. I guess back to what you were saying before. Fiat money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think like yeah, in a way it's weird to think like I don't know. I remember like I applied for a credit card recently, and I was thinking like, wow, that's so weird. Like this piece of plastic has the power of money, you know. Like I can have things that I want, you know. I can have real objects by just swiping this piece of plastic.
Why do you think people went crazy over them when they first came out?
For sure. But like, yeah, I'm just like, wow, that's so crazy. Like this is I don't know. It's interesting to see how I don't know, society and technology has reached the point where a consumer can be, like an average person can have this kind of level of convenience. It's really nice. So I think I'm okay with it, but I guess it is weird to think about, like, in the end it is just paper. Or just, you know, zeros and ones in a computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
What about fiat money?
Yeah.
I don't have that huge of an opinion on it. Mostly just
Just a user? Just a consumer of it?
Just a consumer. Mostly is convenient. Better for sustaining our population requirements than being tied down to like a physical object.
Fair.
I mean, in a way, isn't even like gold backed currency is like someone has to like say like, oh, I guess this rare metal is valuable and important, right?
Yeah.
Or even,
Okay, fair.
Like even because like for like diamonds, like diamonds are actually like super cheap, right? Because like
No, they're not. You can just mine them out of the ground.
wait,
Yeah. That's what he's saying.
That makes it cheap.
They're not that expensive.
He's saying
they're not that rare.
They're not that rare. But then like they're seen to be really valuable.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You get like a diamond ring. That thing is like if you're not like I don't know like well off already, you might have to like sell like your organ or something. But like in a way, it's like that's just because like someone has told you like, hey, this thing is really shiny. It's really valuable. You know. But,
They've also advertised that every romance ends with a diamond, so
Oh, that's like a huge thing. Is like subliminal messaging.
like
Get a culture.
yeah.
Like what is the
Like your man
sentimental
doesn't
value
love you
behind
unless he gets you like a nice diamond ring or something.
Yeah. So like, what's the sentimental value behind something? But what do y'all think about like cryptocurrency then?
I was about to actually ask about
Yeah.
Bitcoin. Because like the what gives it value is that there's limited circulation of it, and it always like moves up and down according to how many bitcoins are in current circulation.
I see.
I don't understand cryptocurrency.
Oh, like to explain it a little bit more, I don't know that much. I just like shadowed a doctor one time and she was super into it and she told me all about it. And like while she was operating, she's like, yeah, like I'm into Bitcoin, yada yada yada. And I was like, oh shit.
Wow.
But yeah, like she was telling me like it's mined constantly because like people are always using it. And so it's like there's a hard cap. But like for increasing the number of like miners or like basically the total population, it increases this threshold, but like not at the same rate that population increases. So it will cap the money. And like, so meaning if there's just increasingly more people, the money will start to like round off and it will increase the value of each coin.
I see,
Yeah. And so that's what gives it its value as opposed to like this like protects it against inflation.
Okay, yeah.
And so like as you get more and more people, you don't like get more and more coins, you just like start using fractions of coins. So it's like, oh, like now I'm using half a Bitcoin. That's like the standard quote unquote, or using like 1/4 of a Bitcoin. Because like back when the Bitcoin was in its like super big like high point, I think people were using like 1/100ths of like a Bitcoin. Because like one Bitcoin was worth I think like $20,000 in its like highest point. And so you're using like an infinitesimally small fraction of one Bitcoin for like very normal transactions. And so that's like how it maintains itself. And then it like when you mine it, it's not like you're physically mining it like rare metal. It's like you're running an algorithm like on a computer, and like it's a really hard problem. That's how someone explained it to me. It's like a really hard problem. It's like your computer is like running a simulation until it finds the right answer, and each right answer is like 1 Bitcoin. But in order to keep the circulation down, the problem gets harder and harder per number of miners. And so it takes even longer to find the solution to this problem. Yeah.
I think it takes a lot of computational power to have like a cryptocurrency miner.
Yeah.
Like, that's why there's like a little thing where like, I guess when like the cryptocurrency craze was starting out, people would use like university computers to have cryptocurrency, and then like the university's like, oh hell no, so like they made it illegal. But like, yeah, side note, it's like recently I think someone, like I got a virus on my computer or someone hacked it. They turned to a cryptocurrency miner, and like, the university detected it, and he's like, they blocked me from the Wi-Fi, and I was just like, dang, feels bad. Another day in my life where my computer has failed me once again.
But it's actually a blessing in disguise because they protected you against this.
Yeah,
That's a big deal.
Except now I have to reset my computer for the first time. 'Cause my laptop is like one of the most unreliable pieces of shit out there. But anyway, back to
cryptocurrency. How do you feel about it?
Wasn't there a thing though about like illicit anime streaming websites hijacking your browser to mine cryptocurrency?
Yeah, I think a lot of there's a lot of
anime or something, right?
Yeah, like that's been a common thing. Like crypto miners and like random software you might use. Like, I don't know, like in an ad blocker app on your iPhone or something like that. Yeah, because people want that crypto. Yeah, and yeah, for sure. Yeah, I remember hearing about how like I think like I don't really keep up with crypto news. I think it was years ago, but like China like officially declared like we're not recognizing crypto as real currency, and that drastically brought down the price of Bitcoin, and it was like I was like, wow, that's kind of unbelievable. Like I guess in that way like they could treat it like any other money, where it's like we officially don't recognize the power of the US dollar or something, and like I guess it could do the same thing. Like we're actually not going to trade in it, and yeah. So I was like, in a way, like it reminds me a lot of just any other currency, but I guess it is weird to think like this is currency that was just created by someone's computer and give a value. And I guess it's interesting to think about it in that light. Just like, how much does this really cost? And like, it's weird to think like we could treat it like any other money that you have to work a job for or something like that. Yeah. But I guess, I don't know. I've heard stories about people who like got into Bitcoin early and now they're swimming in money.
Yeah, dude. I've
heard like you mentioned some doctor, like I think so many people, it's like a way to diversify their assets like financially, like get into Bitcoin, and it's weird. Like I guess in a way I'm like I don't know. I guess I can't see any kind of like Terminator Skynet style like, the world because of Bitcoin, but I don't know. I guess if anything, I've heard about some shady dealings because Bitcoin transactions are not
they're off the books.
Yeah. So because of that, like. Yeah, people who are doing very, very illegal stuff can basically go through these transactions, and this medium is given to them to work with big sums of money very easily. So I guess in that way there is it's not good. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I guess I'm okay with it. Yeah, I guess.
I mean, I still don't have much of an opinion on Bitcoin.
Fair.
Just gonna see it grow, maybe see it die. Give
It's
it 20 years.
Rebounding question mark? Because I know it crashed
Yeah.
a while ago, but I don't know how it's doing now because I don't keep up with it. Because I thought after it crashed it was donezo.
Yeah, it was really hot like our sophomore year or sophomore year, I think, or in college. But I haven't heard much about it. I know there were like apps kind of like Robinhood, but dedicated to cryptocurrency. So but I haven't heard much. I don't really know if my friends who invest are still investing in cryptocurrency. I just think it's interesting seeing like the generational gap that happens when people talk about it. Like you see some old guy, he's like, oh, I don't understand cryptocurrency. Like I don't think it's real money. Like it's just you saying it has a value, then it has a value, right? But then like
that's when you say okay boomer.
But then like later on you're just like, well, isn't that like that for anything, right? Like fiat currency is like kind of literally like that. I mean, obviously there's a lot more like nuance and like complicated stuff involved, and I guess determining value. But yeah, I just think it's interesting, even seeing how how older people like, I guess, deal or interact and think about like this technology. It kind of reminds me of I guess when Mark Zuckerberg was like at the hearings for Congress, and then they were like questioning about like what is Facebook, you know? Like, is it like a car, you know? And I was like, maybe we need new leadership, you know, in this country. This is definitely an okay boomer moment. Yeah.
Wait, did you see that one Congress interview there? I think it was like the CEO of Microsoft. And it was like really troll. And they were just talking, it was like, if I use Facebook on my phone, will they get the data of my daughter at home? And I was like, what? And the guy was like, just go to your settings, disable like whatever this is, and they're like, but yeah, would that actually keep me safe? I was like, this is actually, it was like an okay boomer moment. I was like, this is trolling.
Yeah. It's just like, even if it didn't, like what can you really do at that moment?
Yeah.
It's just like, what do you really want to say, you know? Yeah.
I don't know, I think crypto is really wild. Fuck, what was I about to say? Oh, I had a friend that worked at Ethereum, and it was just like, he was telling me about like blockchain, and that's how I know a little bit about it. And I was like, this is such a wild system. Like, back to what you said earlier about the China not recognizing cryptocurrency. That's what I was thinking about. Was like, I think the difference is that like money that we use, like the US dollar or like the UN, is like backed by a country.
Okay.
Yeah. But like cryptocurrency is like an international money.
Yeah.
Also, that's why they can just drop it.
Yeah. So it's like, it's not necessarily has to be recognized by all countries, but like its intended use was to like cross borders.
I see. Okay.
So if I guess like a border like stops it, that like decreases its value, because then it won't actually be an international money.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
So there's a reason why China can't just not recognize the US dollar, right?
Yeah, like
it's still recognized by everyone else.
Yeah, like they can't just drop it, but like cryptocurrency has no like bargaining power, you know? Like they can't go like, oh, if you don't recognize us, we'll do this to you. There's nothing it can do to China.
I see.
I mean, I think inherently at the end of all this is like, current currency is just like an evolved version of like bartering, right? Like you trade, and he's talking about like, you know, animal husbandry before, but he's like, you know, you trade like your pig for like, you know, two broomsticks or something like that. So you're like, okay, and then later on you're just like, you know what, I kind of want to keep my pigs, you know, like how we develop a system where I can get two broomsticks otherwise.
That's how money came about, as an easier way for stand-in of some sort of good.
Yeah, because like not everyone may value a pig as two broomsticks, you know.
Yeah.
So I guess So I guess I was like, I mean, I guess that makes sense, but then like I think like over time I was like, I don't know. I guess like currency is just like a way how you determine value, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah. I was gonna say something else, but then I forgot about mid-7, so I was like,
were you gonna tie this back to food?
No, I wasn't.
Gonna trade food for money?
We really could.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to find a way to find a route to get back to food, you go for it.
Because we were talking about value, like perceived value. It's like maybe how good the food is based on like what we value it, right? Mm-hmm. And so we can tie this back to, I'm gonna trade you a Bitcoin for a burger.
You could. You really could.
Yes, you could. Yeah. Or like that reminds me of like someone talked about. I forget what the context was, but someone was just mentioning how like value of stuff is all relative. Like if you're on a deserted island and you have like a bag full of diamonds, but you have no water, like they'll totally give like diamonds up for water.
Yeah.
And like in that case, like it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes, that's all relative, I guess, because in a different context, diamonds might be, of course, much, much more than water. Mm-hmm. So I guess, I don't know where I was going with that.
No, I think I get what you're saying. It's just like, it just kind of depends on the situation. Also depends like what the other person really wants, right? Mm-hmm. Just in general, I guess most people would be like, yeah, water is like around us all the time, or it's like a necessity. We shouldn't have to trade diamonds for it, right? But I guess if you I don't know, like trap this guy and you're just like deplete him of all resources, and like, but he has diamonds, right? Okay, we can force him to give us diamonds for like, we don't have to give up very much either, So yeah, I guess that makes sense.
That's pretty big.
That's
bro.
blackmail.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you
That's
just
kidnapping.
forcibly desert this guy with diamonds. Is somehow you're able to put him on the deserted island, but you can't get his diamonds.
Yeah, somehow you'd rather make him trade for diamonds than take his diamonds.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Survival versus status. Like once you got past your needs to survival, people just want nicer things.
It's the
I see that.
Maslow's need of
It's hierarchy.
Yeah,
it's
hierarchy.
Mhm.
Yeah, I see that. I see that.
It's a pyramid, right?
Yeah,
because like the very first one is like
physiological.
just like shelter, food, water, like all the basic stuff, and then after that it becomes like psychological things, like self-esteem things, and it just slowly builds up to the point where it's like all like the highest I think was like self-acceptance and like realization, so like enlightenment, I guess.
Yeah, like self-actualization. Like I guess like finding your purpose or something like that. Yeah. But like everything from like community to like I don't know, other stuff is beneath that.
Yeah, it's all sprinkled in between. Because humans are like social creatures. We need like social interaction at some point in our lives. You can't go full hikikomori.
But I mean, I feel like even for those guys online, like they have their friends online.
Yeah.
But they're not completely alone. But
Yeah.
But like they choose not to interact physically.
Yeah. But I guess in a way, like they're still
They still are
interacting.
social,
They're still
yeah.
interacting with people.
Yeah, and I guess like guys who have like waifus and stuff, like it still is social because like they still desire human interaction. It's just a fictional human.
I guess in a way they have this idealized standard
Of what a
expectation.
person is.
Yeah, they're like, okay, like this waifu, this particle, that it can never fail me, you know.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, because like they're essentially writing the character.
Yeah, they're projecting.
Who this person.
They're projecting a personality onto that
Something that isn't real, yeah.
that inanimate object, right? So, I guess in a way, it's like they still desire
Human
something.
interaction.
Yeah, they still
Yeah.
desire it. They're just like, I just want it on my own terms, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because I think they're a little too afraid of like what might happen to them because they're afraid of like reality. Because reality is a little bit tougher than like for example fiction depicts it, like anime.
For sure.
Like you can't just be like some super like edgy loner guy and expect all the girls to fall for you like Sasuke or something.
Yeah. For sure.
It's
you're right.
Kirito.
Oh dude, isekai. I wish I get hit by a truck so I can become mega OP.
You become mega OP. All the girls like you for some reason, and then every blessing is, like in the universe is bestowed upon you. Yeah, I mean honestly, it's like that stuff is just wish fulfillment, you know.
Yeah.
And in a way, like goes back to like you still desire a life, I guess, but you're too afraid to like go out in real life and like I guess face the obstacles, face the challenges to like
of getting that.
So you're just like, but I can stay in my room and have like this fantasy that's been created for me. Yeah, and in a way that's why like a lot of these stories are so generic, right? Because like it's just simple and it appeals to like the masses, I guess.
Yeah.
I think isekai is like it's kind of like a depiction of society, right? Because like things on the internet have blown up massively. Like Reddit, 4chan, like all these types of communities are like insanely big. And like they hold massive amounts of power. But like not to say that they're just all like wallflowers or anything, but like there's some level of like internet engagement going on here. And so like I feel like it really caters to that demographic of like increased internet presence as opposed to like physical like presence. Similar to how like streaming is now like a huge market and like TV, like traditional TV is sort of like on the decline.
For sure.
But interestingly, is like every company wants to have their own streaming service.
Yeah.
So in a way, cable was like coming back, you know.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have like even Disney's literally doing like a package deal where like you have Disney Plus, Hulu, and like ESPN or something, and then you can get your family friendly TV shows, your more adult TV shows and sports, right? In a way that's like a lot like a cable deal. But like originally streaming like Netflix is just like, oh, I can have everything I want, for like $15 a month. But then now it's like, oh, you want this show, you have to go on this service. You want this other show, it's on a different service. So in a way, it's like, I think like the original point of streaming service is just like being defeated because like cable companies or telecommunications are like, we still need money, so we have to force our way back into the market. Yeah.
I don't know. I personally don't like it.
Like
I don't like how things are all spread out over the place. That's a very like pirate like mentality. I used r/piracy a lot, but like.
Like I see that. Like this guy wants my money now. Now I gotta go to this guy and I gotta pay him too.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, as a consumer, it's just like it's more money out of your pocket.
Yeah.
And it's like now suddenly I'm feeding all these different corporations every month.
Yeah.
And I feel that.
I feel like that's why I watch YouTube so much because like it feels like all of the content is there.
Yeah, I see that. There's a lot of plenty of. I mean, I guess it is a specific kind of content, but it's completely free. And, yeah.
You're like, I can watch these high quality skits or content.
Or just like whatever I'm desiring at the moment, you know?
And it's like technically free.
Yeah.
You can even get rid of commercials with ad block.
Yeah.
Which may or may not be illegal, but
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all have like super pirate mentalities.
Just donate to their Patreon.
No.
How do you feel? You don't like it very much?
I understand why Patreon exists, right? Because YouTube income is so unstable, especially with like demonetization being so big.
Yeah.
For example, me and Alex are demonetized. We make zero money off of this.
Okay, I mean, it's not like we ever asked to be monetized.
Well, it's not like you were ever monetized.
Yeah.
Fair.
I guess demonetized is when like, some dude,
you already made money.
Some guy is like, oh, I made a YouTube video about like, about China or something, and all of a sudden my video is demonetized because the Chinese government didn't like it. This is a scam. Please join me in signing this letter to YouTube saying how we're gonna boycott you or something like that. That's usually my image when people talk about demonetization.
Dude, you cannot boycott YouTube. It is such a monopoly.
No, for sure.
For sure. Yeah,
it's impossible.
The thing that is going on with YouTube about how like the kids content stuff.
Yes,
that's crazy. But at the same time, you're still coming back to YouTube.
Oh, for sure.
Like you're not gonna go to like Vimeo or some shit to watch your videos.
There's no good alternative, I guess.
Because
like all the alternatives, like I guess Vimeo or I don't even know what the hell else there is, but it's like they don't really provide anything else that's like better, right? Because I know Vimeo markets was like, oh, this is for if you're serious, like if I'm a serious filmmaker.
Real creators go here.
But then it's like for the general masses, like they don't really care about that, right?
For sure.
Yeah, so we're just like we'll just stick to YouTube. So in the end, it's like I guess even if you're on Vimeo, like you gotta be on YouTube,
Yeah.
Vimeo music.
Yeah, it's honestly crazy to think. Like I remember someone talking about how like pretty big YouTube channel. He was just talking about how like YouTube for whatever reason decided to take his account away from him because apparently something that him logging in they took as him impersonating to be himself. Security we decided to lock your account up. So that means all his videos are demonetized.
Oh boy.
And so then he had to basically fight for his account back. It's like unbelievable. I've never heard of that kind of situation happening. And I was like, wow, that's so weird. I mean, he was literally saying in this video he made in response, like, the YouTube gods decided to smite me in that moment. And he's like, now I must, he's like, I don't even know what I can do. Like, I have to hold some ritual for them. He's like, yeah, and honestly, like, I thought about it. I was like, wow, so many of these guys, like, at this point, for a lot of them, like, it's their livelihood. It's just honestly under the control of Google and of YouTube. And I'm like, what a weird, time it is to be in 2019. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's like people are catering the videos they make to an algorithm. Stuff like that. I'm just like, that's so weird.
Within 20 minutes, daily uploads.
Yeah.
I hate that. And it's like always trendy.
Yeah.
You always have to tackle trendy things.
Yeah, or like, you just have like clickbait and like, or you cater it to kids.
Challenge order.
Yeah, like stuff like that. I'm like, wow, it's kind of crazy. Like, I don't know. It's just weird because I think people have looked at. Who's the most popular YouTuber this year, and they think about, I used to watch this guy as a kid, but now he's nothing. And I don't know, stuff like that. I'm like, wow, it really is just the power of the algorithm.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy because I'm like, I don't know, I'm just like, what goes on in the mind of Google's, like how do they make these choices and stuff?
But I mean, it's like in some ways, like when you're saying like, making things trendy, like that's still dependent on like the audience, right?
Yeah.
It's not like Google is deciding the trend,
For sure, you're right.
There's still little kids who are just like, I want to see people do stupid shit. And then YouTubers are like, I need to do stupid shit so I can get views and get money, right? But I don't know. I think that's just like the spirit of YouTube just changed,
Yeah. Like, it used to be very creator focused.
Yeah.
And I read a really interesting article talking about like, did you know YouTube is run at a loss? like and an incredible loss to Google. Because what happens is after you reach a certain point of like storage becomes exponentially more expensive because it's like you're storing this immense amount of data.
Yeah.
And it's like so much like video data is being uploaded per second onto YouTube.
Yeah.
And like they provide that for free. It's gotten to the point where it's like now YouTube doesn't make enough money to like offset that.
Yeah.
And so they have to like run it at a loss because like Google can't just shut down YouTube.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like that's such a huge loss of service, and also they can like they hold the only monopoly on like video streaming for free.
Yeah, for sure.
So like they can't afford to shut it down.
So what do they? I mean, does Google just rely on like the other source of income it has?
Yeah,
To,
like they just offset it with the other things they do.
Just because I guess YouTube has
It's
power.
a lot of terabytes of video, actually.
For sure, I can
probably
imagine.
more than terabytes.
Yeah,
like probably like a petabyte or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
like the data storage is really what hurts them the most,
I bet.
and that's why they like run at such a huge financial
That's
loss.
why they have the compression. For sure.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I remember like kind of off topic, but so I own a Pixel phone, and like one thing they advertised was you have unlimited storage on like Google Photos or whatever, like with pictures uploaded from this phone. And then I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But like they're saying, oh, like a big thing is it's unlimited storage in full quality because Google Photos has the ability to do full quality, but like a certain amount of storage, or it's like high quality, it's compressed. But then people are talking about the difference between the two, and they're like, Google has some magic compression technology because honestly, I can't tell the difference, and it just takes less storage. And I was like, that's kind of amazing. So I was just thinking about how, because I know at one point YouTube was kind of like that. It was like, or like they had some compression shenanigans, and then people were like, I used to be able to turn to a 1080p video and it looked like I was like playing the video game, but now like it's clearly compressed. And I was like, and I don't know, I just realized this whole compression business is connected to probably the fact that they just don't have that much space.
Yeah,
Or space is expensive.
Yeah. I mean,
It
I
makes
guess,
sense.
I guess that's why like when you're like trying to send like a large file, you always like zip it up or something.
Yeah, I see that.
Because it's compressed and like, or even like you zip up a folder, you know, it's like now it's like smaller and it's like one object.
For sure.
That's
Yeah.
easier to upload online. Yeah. That's something I definitely realized when I was doing like a class. Like, it was called neural networks, and it's like kind of like you're trying to train like this program to like, it's like kind of like computer vision. Like you're trying to train to detect objects, so it can train like this program. Like it's like a car to kind of like go around like this track, know what to avoid, know what is the track to stay on the track. But then, I guess a lot of it's like you're basically just feeding it like a ton of images, like thousands of images, like every possible scenario. So, yeah, I was like, yeah, it's pretty crazy, you know. But it's like in a way, it's like when I had to upload it to Google Drive, and like you would always have to zip it up to make sure it was possible.
Yeah,
I was like, it would take forever. Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
yeah. So to start wrapping up now, how did you guys feel about coming on today?
That was pretty fun. Just chatting. Nice.
Good show. That was nice. Talk among friends.
Yeah.
All right.
This is what we aspire for this podcast to be, right?
Yeah.
Kind of just having a good, genuine conversation, but there just happens to be a device and a camera and a setup that captures the conversation.
Dude, this chair setup is even more galaxy brain than our apartment setup.
Okay, I mean our Galaxy setup, our apartment setup is already pretty big brain. We're just really stacking boxes on like a TV stand.
But yeah, anything you guys want to plug? Any social media? Any like certain things you want to plug?
Really. Yeah, not really.
Well, this man was a solid.
Get into social dancing. It's lots of fun.
I agree.
Okay.
Rip it up to the spirit. But yeah, so yeah, I guess that wraps up our Dallas edition or Thanksgiving edition. We'll probably do a Christmas edition, I guess.
Dude, this is gonna be uploaded around Christmas time at this
Yeah,
rate.
probably. Yeah, I guess the Christmas edition will probably be uploaded in like February.
After New Year's.
But yeah, thanks for listening. Yeah, we're Nuanced Nonsense. We're not experts. We just like talking. Yeah, signing out.
All right.
No drama.